Hello there, children. Are you ready for another fun-filled learning session? Teacher Joy is here once again, telling you that there is power in reading, there is strength in learning. You're on Deped TV, your key to being smart. Welcome to the exciting world of English 4. Today, we are going to work on different activities together so that at the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify various text types according to structure, purpose, and language features. Authors or writers write different texts because they want to tell you something. How they write the text affects how we understand it. They follow a certain structure and purpose, as well as language features, to deliver their message effectively. Authors usually organize their text so that readers can see what is important or not. This lesson provides you with fun activities and exercises for you to be able to effectively identify various text types according to structure, purpose, and language features, problem and solution, description, procedural, and sequence. Are you all thrilled to learn our lesson for today? Before you explore more about this topic, let us have a quick review of the topic discussed in the previous module. Can you still remember it? Note significant details of various text types. Try to remember the important details from the text. Let's start. Government seeks support for Vegan in Wonder Cities competition. Manila, Philippines. The government today called on Filipinos around the world to support the bid of Vegan City in northern Ilocos Sur to become one of the world's new 7 wonder cities. Secretary Ramon Paje of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources said, Vegan needs the same overwhelming support that made Palawan's Puerto Princesa underground river one of the new 7 wonders of nature in 2012. Paje, who served as the national campaign manager for the PPUR, said Vegan deserves the Filipinos' full backing. It has been wonderfully preserved as one of the few Hispanic towns in the country, with the structures intact due to best practices in management, governance, stakeholder involvement, and awareness on cultural heritage. Paje added, Vegan City is a favorite tourist destination in the northern Philippines, famed for its unique colonial architecture, lined by cobblestone streets, and its distinct cuisine. It is the only Philippine town on the list of heritage sites declared by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO. UNESCO describes Vegan as the best preserved example of a planned Spanish colonial town in Asia. Here are a few questions to test how much you understood the article I presented. Get ready with your pen and paper, children. Read the questions carefully. Write the answers on your answer sheet. Number 1. What tourist attraction became one of the new 7 wonders of nature in 2012? If your answer is Palawan's Puerto Princesa underground river, then great! That is the correct answer. Number 2. Why is the government calling on Filipinos around the world? Do you think the reason is to support the bid of Vegan City in northern Ilocos Sur to become one of the world's new 7 wonder cities? Yes, I think that's the reason too. And here's the question for number 3. Why is Vegan City considered as wonderfully preserved? It is wonderfully preserved because its structures are intact. Do you have the same answer? Good. The next question is, what could be seen in Vigan City? If your answer is its unique colonial architecture lined with cobblestone streets and its distinct cuisine, then that's the correct answer. Great job! And now for the last question, how will you be able to show that you care for your culture and traditions? But for me, I will be able to show that I care for my culture and tradition by loving my country and celebrating the culture that holds us together as one nation. Was it difficult to answer questions 1, 2, 3, and 4? If yes, it means that you were not able to take down important details from the text. If you didn't find it difficult, it means that you know what are the details from the text matter. Nicely done! Now, you're more than ready to learn our new lesson. Oh, one more thing before we start. We have to remember that noting significant details of various text types means remembering important details in the text. It includes answers to questions such as who, what, where, when, and why. What I'm about to show you are the different text types. Do not be in a hurry in answering the questions. Take your time in analyzing each paragraph before moving on. In the next part of our lesson, you will find out why the 3 texts are written in different ways and why they contain various types of information. Shall we start? Text type A. Candy always loses her wallet. Even if it only has coins in it, she still feels bad. Mother thought of ways to stop this. One day, Mother decided to tie the wallet in Candy's pocket using a red ribbon. It looks funny, but it sure worked. So, how was it, children? This is the comprehension checkup for text type A. Who has a problem? What was her problem? How was it solved? Now, let's move on to text type B. The big and green watermelon seems inviting. When we opened it up, its sweet smell spread, and its fresh juice flowed. The bright red flesh with the black seeds in it even made it more delicious looking. When I took a bite, it was the most refreshing feeling ever. These are the questions that you will answer for text type B. Number 1. What specific topic is being described in the text? Number 2. How was it described in the text? And number 3. Were you able to imagine how the watermelon looked like? Why or why not? Now, let's go to text type C. Hot dogs for breakfast are the easiest thing to cook. First, remove the plastic covering of the hot dog and make short slices. Next, heat oil in a pan. Then, over a low fire, cook the hot dogs until they are bright red. Finally, serve hot and enjoy. Now, try to answer this comprehension checkup. Number 1. What does the text teach you? Number 2. What steps should you follow? Number 3. Were the directions clear? What words helped you know the correct steps to do? Done? Make sure you answered all 3 sets of comprehension questions so that you can follow the discussions as we go through them. Happy learning! Before I reveal the answers to the comprehension checkup, I would like to tell you what text type means. Text type refers to the classification and definition of the way a text is written, such as its structure, purpose, and language features. In this part of our lesson, we will be focusing on 3 text types which differ in purpose, structure, and language features. Check your answers to the comprehension questions for each text type. Ready? For text type A, were these your answers? Number 1, Candy has a problem. Number 2, she always loses her wallet. Number 3, Mother decided to tie the wallet in Candy's pocket using a red ribbon. Was it difficult to answer questions 1 and 2? If yes, it means that you were not able to fully understand the purpose of the text. If no, then you know how and why the text is written that way. Now, let's go to type B. Were your answers like these? Number 1, watermelon. Number 2, big, green, sweet smell, fresh juice, bright red flesh, black seeds, delicious looking, refreshing. Number 3, yes, because of the descriptive words used. Was it difficult to answer questions 1 and 2? If yes, it means that you were not able to fully understand the purpose of the text. If no, then you know how and why the text is written that way. In this paragraph, the descriptive words big, green, sweet smell, fresh juice, bright red flesh, black seeds, delicious looking, and refreshing were used for you to imagine how the watermelon looks like. Some texts give specific characteristics or features like size, shape, location, and color. Details are provided to help the reader visualize, imagine, or form a picture in the mind about the topic. Descriptive text is written to describe an object, person, place, event, or idea. Here is how it is usually written. And finally, here are the answers for type C. Were your answers like these? Number 1, how to cook hot dogs. Number 2, first, remove the plastic covering of the hot dogs and make short slices. Next, heat oil in a pan. Then, over a low fire, cook the hot dog until it is bright red. Finally, serve and enjoy. Number 3, yes, first, next, then, finally. Was it difficult to answer questions 1 and 2? If yes, it means that you were not able to fully understand the type of text presented. If no, then you know what type of information was presented and how it was presented. In this paragraph, you were taught how to cook hot dogs for breakfast by following the 4-step procedure. The signal words first, next, then, and finally give clues which should come first and so on. Another text type tells us the procedure, directions, or steps on how to do something. Examples. Number 1. In a recipe or in steps in cooking. Number 2, steps in solving word problems. Number 3, dance steps. Number 4, creating crafts. Number 5, going to places. It makes use of the signal words first, next, then, and finally. This text type is called procedural or sequence text. Here is how it is usually written. Now that we have learned the 3 text types that differ according to structure, purpose, and language features, can we say them once again? One that shows a difficult situation and how to solve it. Number 2, one that gives details to help the reader imagine the topic. Number 3, one that teaches the steps on how to do something. Let's reveal the answers so you will know if your answers are correct. Are you all set? For number 1, the answer is problem solution. For number 2, it's descriptive. And the answer for number 3 is procedural. Let us summarize the important points you learned from our lesson. Complete the paragraph with the missing words. Choose your answers from the given choices. Problem and solution text type, descriptive text type, procedural text type. This refers to the classification and definition of the way a text is written, such as its structure, purpose, and language features. It is called blank, the text type that is presented in a structure that discusses a problem, and the solution is called blank. Number 3, the text type that gives details to help the reader visualize, imagine, or form a picture in the mind about the topic is called blank. Another text type tells us the procedure, directions, or steps on how to do something. It makes use of the signal words first, next, then, and finally. This text type is called blank. Can we now find out how much you learned from our lesson? Let's check your answers. The answer for number 1 is text type. It is the classification and definition of the way a text is written, such as its structure, purpose, and language features. For number 2, it's problem and solution text type. It is the text type that is presented in a structure that discusses a problem and a solution. For number 3, the answer is descriptive text type. It is the text type that gives details to help the reader visualize, imagine, or form a picture in the mind about the topic. And for the last number, the answer is procedural text, because it tells the procedure, directions, or steps on how to do something. It makes use of the signal words first, next, then, and finally. So, how did it go? Were you able to answer all the items correctly? If your score is 8 to 10, it means you did great. You already know how to identify the 3 text types according to their structure, purpose, and language features. If you got 7 and below, wait! You need to work on all the activities again. It seems you were not able to get it yet. Go on and try again. I am still here to help you out.